Hello everyone, I'm Andy Huling, and this is the Huling Sports Report. So today we have got our college football playoff top four, and we're going to talk about it in two ways. See, as a sports reporter, I always have to be um, neutral to everyone and fair to everyone playing in any sport. But today I want to share you there are two opinions about the college football playoff. I'm going to share the normal version of what I think, and then also I'm going to share my biased opinion. So here we go. Okay, so the college football playoff consists of Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, and Oklahoma. So it was quite a surprise as Alabama got in the playoff. Not a surprise to me. I've lived with this. I think, you know, Bama deserved it anyway. Ohio State had too many slip ups. Alabama only lost to Auburn, so I mean they kind of deserved it. So Alabama and Clemson will play in the Sugar Bowl, and then we've got also Georgia playing Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. Georgia beat Auburn, heartbreaker there in the SEC title game. Oklahoma destroyed TCU. So two big offenses right here. A good defense from Georgia may test Baker Mayfield in Oklahoma, but that should be a really good one. Clemson, on the other hand, their defense will be a test for Alabama, but Alabama's getting healthy after all their injuries, so that should be a very good game coming up. I won't make predictions yet. I still have to kind of think about it, so I'll maybe come up with some predictions later on. But yeah, so it'll be a good playoff. Definitely. We should see some quality games. Okay, y'all. Let me tell you what I really think. Alabama doesn't deserve it. They don't. They really don't. Ohio State is a conference champion. Three of Ohio State's biggest wins are ranked ahead of Alabama's biggest wins. In fact, Alabama beat teams like Mercer, Fresno State. They beat LSU, Mississippi State. Those are some of their biggest wins. I mean, really, like even some of the SEC teams that they beat were worse wins than the non-conference teams they play. Now Ohio State, yes, they lost to 30 by Iowa. I understand that, but they still beat teams like Wisconsin and Michigan and Michigan State, teams that were ranked high, and they won their conference. I mean, they have two losses and all that, and Alabama only have one to Auburn, but still, it doesn't make sense. I feel like these three teams deserve it. Georgia won, they beat Auburn. Oklahoma's just dominated the Big 12, and they beat Ohio State. And then Clemson's obviously dominated the ACC, and they beat Miami bad, and they deserve it. But I mean, it's just not fair. I mean, I know the playoff committee couldn't win either way. They either had to pick Ohio State 2 losses, or they had to pick Alabama to make people happy. And I mean, they couldn't win, but still, it's just unfair. Alright, so in other news in college football, we're going to talk about two things. First thing is what I call the Nick Saban effect. So coaches across the country are getting traded, basically. It's like a black market for trading coaches right now. People like Jimbo Fisher, Kevin Sumlin, Scott Frost, Gus Malzahn, and Brett Bielema, and everywhere are just getting offered to other places. It's crazy. And the reason I call this the Nick Saban effect is that teams can't compete with Alabama because they're not like Nick Saban. Their coaches can't be like Nick Saban. They don't have that winning game plan like he does. And see, this is why Alabama gets in the top 4 every year. It's called the Nick Saban effect. And even he was quoted, I saw it on ESPN, that he tried to influence the college football playoff committee to get them in the top 4. So he has an effect all over college football. And it's not just on the field, it's also outside in business, and also affecting coaching changes everywhere. Because people are trying to get a coach that wants to win. And when they can't compete with Nick Saban, then they got to go find somebody else. So teams like Texas A&M hired Jimbo Fisher, Chip Kelly went to UCLA, Scott Frost is going to Nebraska. I mean, they're trying to compete with people. So it's going to be interesting to see this carousel. and it will continue to go on through the off season. So it's going to be crazy. Another thing is the Tennessee debacle. Speaking of the Nick Saban effect, they hired a coach from who was a defensive coordinator at Ohio State, Greg Schiano, but then they figured out that he was a phony, and they got rid of him. Then they got rid of their athletic director, and they brought in Phil Fulmer. He used to be their old coach. So I don't even know what's going on at Tennessee right now. It's sad, but I mean, what are you gonna do? But and then the last thing is Army Navy is this Saturday. Army is trying to win the Commanders in Chiefs Trophy for the first time in 21 years. Navy or Air Force has usually won it over these past 21 years, but Army has beaten Air Force, and all they have to do is beat Navy, and they win the whole thing. So I got my Army shirt on for this week. Go Black Knights, and shout out to Winston Smith T. He's still at West Point, hanging around with the football team. Wish them luck against Navy. Go Army, beat Navy.